evening, everybody.
Good evening, and welcome to the His Hands on Africa's 2023 Gala. Woo! Well, the theme for tonight is expanding the kingdom. And our hope is that you will be blessed tonight to hear how your partnership with His Hands on Africa is furthering the kingdom in Rwanda through dental care, through ministry outreach, and through training up new dentists in Rwanda. And with that, my name is Susan Lee.
And I'm John Lee, and we are so honored to be your MCs for this evening.
So we're going to begin the night with a delicious dinner, and I see that some of you have already started. And along with that, we're going to have an opportunity for you to win some fantastic raffle prizes. Then we will have an amazing performance by Grammy-nominated Jubilant Sykes.
Yeah.
And finally, we're going to be able to do a live auction where every single person in this room will be able to outbid one another for a great cause and some great prizes.
Additionally, we are going to see some really amazing and heartwarming ministry videos providing testimony of the pivotal work by His Hands on Africa, and hear from Tom and Lita themselves as they share their hearts for kingdom expansion in that impoverished nation.
Please direct your attention to the screens as we see such a powerful video about the impact that HHOA is having in Rwanda.
In 2020, Dr. Lee and his wife experienced firsthand what it means to Rwandans who do not have access to basic dental services. For Kalissa, the journey to the dental clinic where Dr. Lee was working at was just too far and too difficult. In her attempt to solve her dental problem nearby, she received treatment from a nurse who wasn't qualified to provide such care. The nurse used unclean instruments, which caused an infection to spread throughout her body. Kalissa came to the hospital in an ambulance, but it was too late. She passed away before we could help her. This is not an uncommon occurrence for people who do not have access to basic oral health care. Oral disease is still among the top 10 preventable causes for morbidity in Rwanda. In memory of Kalissa, HHOA Rwanda started its annual Run for the One fundraiser in 2021. With the funds raised, we were able to build a dental clinic in Kalissa's community. Now people in her neighborhood have access to dental care and will not suffer from life-threatening dental infections. And to further address this pressing need, His Hands on Africa has upgraded 2 more dental clinics in the district hospitals of Nyamata and Kibungo. The clinic in Nyamata treats nearly 10,000 patients per year and has greatly reduced the need for thousands in the villages to go all the way to Gala for dental care. This year, HHOA started weekly outreaches sharing the gospel with people living in even more remote areas. The team, equipped with portable dental equipment, made possible with your donations, go with compassion and take care of those who have no access to dental care. As a result, this year alone, our His Hands on Africa team has conducted 37 outreach trips to serve over 2,600 patients. For Rwandans who do not have access to dental care, often the only treatment option is extraction. Without access to more advanced treatments, the quality of life for many Rwandans is impaired from the loss of teeth, often affecting the ability to chew, swallow, and even speak. Over the past few years, in response to this challenge, His Hands on Africa has hosted and sponsored many dental seminars for Rwandan dentists. Instruction was given by visiting dentists from the United States and South Korea on advanced dental techniques such as implant surgery, which are unavailable in Rwanda. Education is essential for both our dental team and for our patients. If Kalissa had been able to receive preventive education, maybe she would be with us today. His Hands on Africa addresses this need by conducting preventive and oral hygiene education at every outreach, especially to the children, so that dental disease, which can have a lifelong impact, can be prevented. Prevention goes beyond education. We all know that clean water is a necessity for oral health and overall health. Sadly, many Rwandans do not have access to clean water and drink any water which is available nearby. One example of how water affects oral health is fluoride. In the right amount, it prevents decay and helps maintain oral health. However, at high levels, the story is quite different. Some areas in Rwanda have naturally high levels of fluoride, which leads to fluorosis. Fluorosis causes permanent staining of the teeth, and in severe cases, it leads to generalized damage to the permanent teeth and even tooth loss. Usually, multiple teeth are affected and are lost due to the damage. In our effort to promote holistic health, His Hands on Africa has completed their second and third water wells to provide clean water for over 4,000 locals in the villages of Rugazi and Karambi. The physical healing we provide affords us the opportunity to influence their lives eternally through the preaching of the good news of Jesus Christ. In the last year alone, we've shared about Jesus to thousands of Rwandans, many of whom have accepted Him as their Lord and Savior. HHOA also actively supports local believers through our testimonies, worship services, and by distributing hundreds of Bibles.
ariko nkahora ntanga icyifuzo ku mana bucece ndi mu cyumba ntiwampa Bibiliya agiye uwo munsi narara ngiye gusenga icyifuzo cyanjye Imana irakiviye niyo mpamvu nishimye.
So we saw 236 patients, which I think set the record for His Hands on Africa, but more importantly, 15 people came to know Jesus as their Lord and Savior.
Interacting with the His Hands on Africa team and Dr. Lee, and just the vision that they have for dentistry in Rwanda is amazing, and the Hope Dental Center in particular is going to change the dental future for this country.
And work along people whose core mission is not only to elevate healthcare and elevate the standard of care in terms of how things are being done, but also with a kingdom culture mindset and basically prepping people for eternity, which is really what it's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for our second round of raffle ticket winners. So go ahead and take, I love it. Yes. I love
There's some
the
excitement right there.
Yes.
All right, and finally, to wrap up the raffle round, we've got 2 Rams tickets against the Washington Commanders, Sunday, December 17th. Free parking as well. Who's going to the Rams game, baby?
575.
5, 7. The Rams, they just won the Super Bowl.
Congratulations.
Wait,
if the mountain is not for you, we have another vacation package. It is Cabo San Lucas vacation package.
Wow.
This next item includes 4 nights in a 1-bedroom suite at Club Regina Cabo, located in a privileged area facing the Sea of Cortez with its own private beach.
That's priceless. Going once. Going twice. Sold. All right.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Lita.
We miss our friends who are not able to be with us tonight. We are so happy to see and welcome new friends who are present tonight. So it's been a 10-year journey for us to Rwanda already. Looking back, it's amazing how God expanded our ministry of His Hands on Africa from our humble beginnings as we packed for our short-term trips. Sometimes it was my wife and I going on these trips, and working out of one chair. And just recently, 2 weeks ago, before we came, we had our outreach. We had 9 chairs going at the same time, and that day I think we were able to help over 200 patients in one day. So, we've had thank you. It's a tremendous growth, and a lot of that is a testament of your support and your prayers for our mission.
So we really don't take for granted of every single prayer they lifted up for us and every sharing that you did on our behalf, and all the gifts and talents that you invest in HHOA and the time that you spent and generously giving towards our mission. Without you, we can't do any of this, and we're in it together. So we thank you. Thank you for your support and being a crucial part of our journey every step of the way.
So before we give our updates, I'd like to share our experience of leaving and how that experience prepared us to go to the mission field with the right heart. Just as I entered the last month of my career in my private practice, it was December of 2019, I was not able to sleep. You know those nights where you have coffee like in the afternoon and you're up all night tossing and turning? And I was having those kind of nights like every day, and I'm just like, what's going on, And I just trying to figure out what was happening to me. And then I was talking to somebody and trying to explain, and it kind of dawned on me that it was like full-blown anxiety. And knowing that in a few weeks, I would be leaving my practice of 30 years, and my staff that I've been with, some of them actually 30 years of working together. Our aging parents, our family, friends, our church, selling our home, literally everything was going to change. And it's not a journey that's unique to us. It's a journey that every missionary has to go through. But for me and my wife, especially me, it was the first time, And so I had a very, very difficult time with that. And so at that moment, I just realized that the only constant in my life was my wife, who's my life partner and my mission partner, and of course, God. So I prayed to the Lord, thank you for just giving me this beautiful wife who's going to stand by me all the way to Rwanda.
Thank you, honey.
And Lord, you are the only solid foundation I can really put my feet on. And and that's how I ended my career in my private practice.
So December 2019, we took a family trip to Kauai with taking our children and also to celebrate his retirement. And we were looking forward to just 1 year of break, traveling, and get some mission training before we enter into Rwanda. And Tom is a runner, and so in Hawaii, everywhere he goes, he loves to just make his mark, and he runs. So he went out for a run, and he was not coming back. And so I was wondering, what happened? What happened?
So it was a beautiful place overlooking the ocean. And I was running down the hill pretty fast, and bam, I fell. I landed on my right hand, and it looked like this. So I had 2 broken fingers on my right hand, and immediately I knew what was happening. And I said to God, Lord, you are so cruel. But I sensed God say to me, you still have your right hand that you are trusting in, and I need your complete trust. And so he was right. My right hand, I'm a right-handed dentist. It's my ability, my confidence, my power, everything was in my right hand. And Lord just had to break that just to get me to a place where I was in total surrender to him. So at that moment, I got home, I called my pastor, Pastor David, and he prayed for me. And he gave me 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And therefore I will boast all more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me. So that's how I began my first trip into the mission chapter of my life with a broken right hand. So I completely surrendered to him before we entered into the mission field.
So as I reflect our move that we made to Rwanda, our departure was not a move to be in another physical place. It's a constant and continual journey of departure and surrender of my desire, my longing, my possession, and relationships. So each time I travel back and forth, I discover new laws that I did not imagine when I left, and new things to surrender physically emotionally, immaturely, and relationally. And the biggest thing that I did not realize was that each time I come back, that we did not have home of our own. And it was, as a mom, it was very difficult to not being able to call our kids just to come home and make a meal for them. That's what I did all my life. Or just to hang out with them, or just tell them to just come home when they're in a difficult season of their lives. I kind of knew also that it would be difficult, but I didn't realize how much I was going to miss my new grandson, and to touch him and hold him and change them. So that has been really difficult as well. So I was a stay-home mom, like I said, and so not being able to do that is in some ways, it seems like the core of who I am has been taken away by leaving friends and family behind. People often ask me, so where do you feel like your home is, Lita? And I respond, well, they both feel like home, and yet they both don't feel like home. So I'm in that little space somewhere. But what I can do, testify before you today, is that departure means a new beginning of discovery and growth. Discovery of joy in being able to help a young girl restore her teeth, bring back her smile and pretty face, and hope for the future. And helping countless others who could not be helped if we were not there. And discovering the joy of demonstrating Jesus' love in a tangible way, ministering to people in prison, and they call them forgotten people. Bringing both physical and spiritual restoration. Discovering the grace of God to be broken-hearted for the things that break his heart. And discovering day by day that what it means to be completely rely on his provision and promises, direction and presence, and being aware the fact that I cannot live without his grace and mercy every single day. And it's truly an honor and privilege to discover and humbly learn what it means to live out Matthew 16:24. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me.
So as soon as Rwanda opened up again on August 1st of 2020, we landed in Rwanda on the 9th. So our address changed from Simi Valley, California to Kigali, Rwanda, and we would become long-term missionaries. As you all know, traveling in those days were just intense. And despite COVID, we were able to get right to work into launching the work of His Hands on Africa. You know, there were some moments where they had the lockdowns, but our work continued, and God led us to be in a partnership with the government of Rwanda and the Ministry of Health, and we opened our first clinic in Nyamata District Hospital in October 2021, and that's what the clinic looks like today. By fully remodeling and equipping 4 treatment rooms with new dental chairs and equipment, equipping the staff, and teaching them how to run the clinic in an efficient way, we're empowering Rwandans to help their own people in a sustainable way. Out of that clinic, we have been training new interns. We go on outreaches, and we impact thousands of people and build a sustainable model to replicate in other district hospitals and hopefully the entire country. Let me give you a picture of what that impact looks like in the past 2 years as we ran our clinic in Nyamata. 500%. So we have increased revenue 500% from before we entered into that partnership. 10,000, right now we serve nearly 10,000 patients per year out of that clinic. 3 to 10, when we got there were 3 therapists, and presently there are 4 dentists, 2 therapists, 2 dental assistants, and 2 receptionists
We trained.
that we train. 0 to 4. We went from 0 functioning treatment rooms to 4 fully functioning treatment rooms. And what else? Oh, +3. +3 is our clinic has been recognized and upgraded as a teaching clinic. And so now we receive additional 3 dental interns to receive training at the clinic that we have established. And the treatment options previously, you had only one choice. You come in, you sit down, you're going to lose your teeth. We're going to pull it out. And now we have, in addition to the extraction option, the menu of treatment, fillings, root canals, preventive care. And so we've really expanded the options for caring for our friends in Rwanda.
Also, in October of last year, we completed a second clinic in health center near border of Burundi, which now also provides care for over 6,000 additional patients per year. This was made possible through the One for the One fundraising efforts that we showed in the first impact video. And just before we came back on Thursday, we completed the remodeling and equipping another district dental clinic in Kibungo Hospital near the border with Tanzania. We are expecting a similar impact as in first clinic in Yamata Hospital, which would not be possible if HHOA was not there.
And so, thank you. And so, with the abundance of dental manpower at our clinic, we made a decision to take our team out into the community. And now we are going on weekly outreaches into the villages on Wednesdays.
Tom's favorite day.
My favorite day, Wednesday. And so just this year alone, as the video shared, we've had 37 outreaches, and we've treated over 2,600 patients in the villages. And we estimate that about 250 people came to receive Jesus as their Lord and Savior. And this is out of one clinic. Okay? So imagine if we expanded these clinics, one more, 5, 10. Imagine the impact that we can have in this country. And this outreach is not just into the community. God gave me this really heavy burden to go into the prisons, and we were praying and we're having meetings to figure out how to get there. And God opened the doors, and now we are going to the prisons once a month. And we're seeing 60 to 100 patients per visit. So, and they used to bring them to the hospital, but because of security and all the logistics, they would bring maybe 3 or 4 plus other medical patients. So, us going one day and seeing one patient is actually comparable to a whole year worth of patient treatment that would be seen if they had to actually bring them to our hospital. And so it's a huge impact. And not only are we able to bring the gift of dental care to our brothers there, we're able to bring our Bibles and share the love of Jesus in tangible ways. So it's been a huge, huge blessing. And every time I go there, I just get inspired and remind myself why we do the things that we do.
And our next project will be near a village called Kageo. We chose this area because of damage that we witnessed having too much fluoride in the water, just naturally. So many kids, most of the kids were damaged, had damage due to this fluorosis. And and it was just heartbreaking. It was just heartbreaking, and we said, we have to do something about this. We can't just let it go. So we are doing a research right now to find out the exact location of the water source so that we can prevent such a lifelong harm people in that area, and they'll save their future. And because if we don't do anything about it, they're going to lose all their teeth, or they're going to live like that rest of their life.
And finally, the most important impact that we're making is in our dental team. We are called to be disciple makers. And it's truly exciting to see our team grow and develop. And as you'll see in the video coming up soon, we have sent our first dentist to Kenya to receive specialized training in oral and maxillofacial surgery. In the coming years, we'll send more and more dentists to study other specialties, special disciplines to meet the needs of the country with their special skills. The impact that we're making is tremendous, and the internal impact is even greater. These are kingdom fruits, and you know what, my friends, we did this all together. So I'm going to give you all a thank you for your support. And we are just truly grateful for your partnership, and all what we shared was made possible because of you. Thank you, and God bless you. And 4 years ago, we had the honor and privilege of having Mr. Jubilant Sykes share his gift of music with us at our virtual gala. And that was just 3 months after we left home to Rwanda. He sang a beautiful song, "Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child." And as we were experiencing this great sense of loss when we left everything behind, he really spoke to our hearts and truly comforted us in ways that no words can comfort. And since then, Jubilant and his wife Cece have become great friends. It's a great pleasure and honor to have them with us once again, this time in person. Mr. Sykes is a Grammy-nominated baritone with appearances in the Met, Carnegie Hall, the Hollywood Bowl, just to name a few. He's a winner of the Vocalist of the Year by Sacred Music USA. He loves the Lord, and he loves his hands on Africa. And Jubilant is accompanied on piano by Ms. Natalie Dalshart, a graduate of the Juilliard School, and has performed with such prestigious orchestras as the Philadelphia Orchestra and Toulouse Orchestra in France. So please give them a warm welcome.
It just seems as our world seems to collide in wars and rumors of wars between cultures and races. You have these two people, this couple, Lita and Thomas, that go to a country that is not their own to serve a people that is not their people. It's quite a poignant reminder of God's divine love that lives through them and reaches us. I hope that will be a reminder for me and for you that we have a divine creator, Christ Jesus alone, and that we give our lives, our talents such as they are, and all of our worth to him, that we might follow their example. God's blessings on you too. Thank you. This is my water bottle. This first piece is called A Secret Place. It's based on Psalm 91. And it's simply, when all the world is falling apart, and I don't know quite what to do, I can hide under the shadow of the Almighty.
What a privilege it is to be here with everyone. My name is Ron Regan Strife, and I have the privilege of being the chairman of the board of His Hands on Africa. Anyway, let's turn our attention to the video screen, and we're going to watch the impact that His Hands on Africa is having on a young Rwandan dentist.
My name is Aimable Dusengimana, a dental surgeon, currently working at Ruhengeri Teaching Hospital after graduating from University of Rwanda in the second batch of dental surgeon.
Early morning on September 16th, the HHOA team in Rwanda gathered at Kigali International Airport to collectively pray for and bid farewell to Dr. Aimable, the first doctor sponsored by His Hands on Africa to undertake specialized dental training abroad. This endeavor holds a special significance for Aimable, resonating closely with his personal journey.
I wanted to become a dental surgeon because I was inspired by my big brother who was already at university, and he introduced me about shortage of dental professional in Rwanda.
In 2019, Dr. Aimable became part of the HHOA family. As he and the team connected and discussed their shared vision, he also shared about his desire to dedicate his gifts and talents as a dentist to serve God. Over the past 4 years, it has been an incredible journey witnessing his growth not only as a doctor, but also as a devoted disciple of Jesus.
Most of people don't get treatment and be on a waiting list for many years, 2-3 years. Some of them died before reaching on the list. So I wanted to contribute to reduce that burden.
This year, Dr. Aimable secured acceptance at the University of Nairobi to embark on a 5-year journey to pursue a master's degree in oral maxillofacial surgery. His Hands on Africa is proud to stand by him as we commit to support him with a full scholarship and living expenses throughout the entire duration of his training program. Once he completes his studies, he will contribute his skills at the Hope Dental Center, share his knowledge as an instructor at the University of Rwanda, and extend his service to the local community through the public hospital system.
God gifted me with knowledge, skills. I wanted to expand it to fulfill the willing of God to my life. I will be able to treat as many as possible patients and sharing the gospel with them by healing also the heart. This is my passion, the mission of God to my life.
In a nation of 14 million people with only 2 oral surgeons, heartbreaking stories emerge of patients diagnosed with oral cancer who tragically pass away while awaiting treatment. Dr. Aimable is unwavering in his commitment to HHOA's mission and vision, driven by a profound desire to live his life as a disciple of Jesus. Your support makes a significant impact, enabling dedicated professionals like Dr. Aimable to undergo the advanced training desperately needed to enhance the quality of life and save many lives in Rwanda.
I wanted to thank our supporters who makes these things to happen, who makes this to be possible. I would dream it, and it will never be possible without them. Thank you so much to make it so possible. Thank you so much.
His Hands on Africa, our mission is truly a mission of hope. When I took our dental team to the Hope Dental Center for a tour, and as we worshiped, and I looked into their eyes, and it was just full of excitement and full of hope for their future to be used as instruments of blessing to the people of Rwanda. And many of our dentists have come up to me and testifying that when we go on these outreaches, that they're finding a new joy and fulfillment through serving their community that they've never experienced before. And even, I wasn't going to share this, but even last year, I had a young dental surgeon that we were working with, and he had vision problems, and he needed a corneal transplant. Just graduated from dental school with a vision problem, imagine that. And it just broke my heart. If that was me or my son, I would be devastated. So he went to the doctors, and they put him on a waiting list. 15 years waiting list. So I went to the surgeon. I took him just to see if, a foreigner, if they come, sometimes they give you cuts in line. None of that. But the doctor said, we have everything ready. The hospital's here, the surgeons are here. We just don't have the parts. And so through Dr. Tay, we were able to acquire some corneas. I took it back in my suitcase. Crazy story. And I delivered to the hospital, and they did surgery, and he's healing as we speak today. And he's working in a dental clinic. But that's the reality of life in a developing country. And we are God places in position where we can help them and bless people in whatever capacity that we can. And so, you saw the training, and God has truly taken our vision of training to the next level, and we're just getting started. And, dental care is not the end goal. It is a means to the end goal. And our end goal is to share the hope of Jesus Christ to the people of Rwanda and beyond. And so in our mission, our platform is growing, and this year has been a historical year for us. Earlier this year, we set out to look for the right building for Hope Dental Center, and for several months, we would just see a whole bunch of buildings, and we just couldn't find the right one. And our broker kept insisting that we see a building somewhere, and it was completely out of the area that we wanted to see. So we kept saying, no, we don't want to do that. And then he kept persisting, and we relented, and we saw the building, and it was just amazing. So God used his persistence and led us to this amazing building that you see in front of us. I don't think there's another building in Rwanda that fits our needs this perfectly and to fulfill all the needs of Hope Dental Center now and beyond. And now again, also, although we didn't have all the funds, in faith, we signed the contract to pay the building off in full in 6 months. And as Ron shared, with a little help from our donors, we met the deadline, and I received the keys to the building last month. So praise God for that. And so I'm going to share a video which highlights the future home of Hope Dental Center. I think you'll be just as encouraged and excited as we are.
Since its inception, His Hands on Africa has embodied a dream that has persisted from our first gala to the pivotal year when Thomas and Lita moved to Rwanda in 2020. Today, that dream embodied in the Hope Dental Center stands as a testament to the unwavering commitment of our team and the generosity of our donors. As of October 3rd this year, the realization of Hope Dental Center took a giant leap forward with the completion of the building purchase. From Thomas's first conception of the idea 10 years ago to now, the ultimate question has been, where? This building is one of few in Rwanda that could support all of the needed functions for Hope Dental Center, and being located next to the Ministry of Health. It makes it even easier to collaborate with them in building up Rwanda's oral health care infrastructure. Here is how Hope Dental Center will impact the lives of so many Rwandans. The first floor, housing the sustainability clinic, will generate profit to subsidize HHOA's operations in Rwanda by providing dental services to Rwandans who can afford the highest quality of dental care. His Hands on Africa can reduce reliance on U.S. funding for sustainability. Support from the U.S. can then be used for expansion opportunities and not operations. This is an important first step in helping Rwanda build an infrastructure that will not be reliant on overseas financing. Moving up to the second floor, our focus shifts to the training of dentists in our general practice residency. Here, recent graduates like Dr. Amabile and the many others like him from the University of Rwanda School of Dentistry will spend 2 years learning advanced dental techniques such as crowns, bridges, braces, oral surgery, and implants. This training clinic is not just about dental skills, it's about developing discipleship, preparing these dentists to become not only capable dentists, but spiritual leaders in the communities they serve. Ascend to the top floor and you'll discover the heart of operations. The training lab provides hands-on training for our dental residents, sharpening their clinical skills on mannequins before they transition to treating patients. The dental lab will house the production of dental prosthesis, thus contributing to financial profits and sustainability. Meanwhile, the conference room is a space where residents receive instructions through lectures, seminars, and discussions, fostering continuous learning and growth. Looking ahead, Hope Dental Center is poised to graduate highly skilled dentists, expanding access to oral care in Rwanda and elevating the quality of dental services to a global standard. By 2030, our graduates are projected to provide access to oral health care for as many as 60,000 more Rwandans, with a sustained increase of 12,000 each subsequent year. These graduates will be the architects of change, some enhancing dental clinics in rural areas, others becoming instructors at the dental school, and a select few following the inspirational path set by Dr. Lee, answering the call to serve in other African countries, healing, blessing, and sharing the love of Jesus.
So we want to thank all of you for your sacrificial support and prayers which made this possible. This is truly a dream come true. You know, it's been 7 years since we established His Hands on Africa, and on my way home from Rwanda, it's a long journey, 24 hours, a lot of time to think, and so I was just wondering what the next 7 years would actually look like. And you know, I see Rwandan dentists like Dr. Amabile, many more going out of the country for specialized training. I see many dentists coming through our training program to raise their skill level to a global standard. I see them growing in their walk with Christ and becoming disciple makers where they are sent. And I see them going to dental schools and teaching the next generation of dental students in the University of Rwanda. I see them coming back and teaching at our training clinics. I've seen them going out to the outreaches in the villages like you saw tonight, healing and blessing the orphans and the widows and the vulnerable people. And I see them sharing the tangible love of Jesus to thousands and thousands of people in Rwanda. You know, and I remember one day when I was walking through the hallways of the hospital that I work at, and I looked into the window and I saw this. And I said, this is it. We have Rwandan doctors training Rwandan interns and teaching dental students, serving their own people. And this is it. This is our end goal. And this is what we're dreaming of. And finally, last week, we were at an outreach, and I was able to treat this lady. And as soon as I finished treatment, she came to me with tear-filled eyes, hugged me, and she whispered in my ear, Imana iguhe umugisha. Imana iguhe umugisha. That means God bless you. God bless you. And you know what? This is what keeps us dreaming. This is what keeps me going. The changed lives, the healing, being the hands and feet of Jesus to care for the vulnerable people as Jesus would. So as I close, I want to thank all of you for loving and supporting us, loving the people of Rwanda. And I just pray that through this tangible ministry that we may continue to expand his kingdom. We appreciate every one of you so much. Thank you for helping us make all of our dreams come true. Imana iguhe umugisha.
We hope you've enjoyed this recording of the His Hands on Africa 2023 Gala. To help His Hands on Africa better plan our outreach efforts in Rwanda by becoming a monthly donor in our Thousand Hills Circle program, please go to this webpage or scan this QR code. If you're already a Thousand Hills Circle program member, you can also go to this webpage or scan this QR code to increase your monthly giving amount. If you'd like to help His Hands on Africa remodel or equip the Hope Dental Center building in preparation of its launch, please go to this webpage or scan this QR code.